Hello everybody and welcome to Omnipoke, the channel that brings you everything Pokemon. I'm Jack and today I'm going to be doing some deck testing with Florges EX. I did do a video on Florges the other day. I'll just quickly show off the deck while I'm talking about it. I did do a quick video on Florges the other day, deck analysis and a battle. So go and check that out if you want to know exactly why I'm running all of these cards. You'll probably see the full list there, but why I'm running all of the cards. But yeah, let's just get into a few games, see if we can get 2 or 3 games, just to sort of show off how the deck works. I've chosen to do Florges actually because I just enjoy playing the deck. It's one of the decks I really enjoy playing at the moment. I haven't got a favourite deck, I don't feel, at the current point in time, but Florges is definitely a lot of fun to play. So I definitely recommend it if you are looking for something new to play. So it looks like we're going to be playing Red Knight 117. There was a Dark, a Psychic and a Water, so I can only presume Yveltal, Garbodor, Seismitoad, which could be quite scary for the deck actually. I'm not sure how well we're going to do today, to be quite honest. I could get 2 or 3 wins, I could get 2 or 3 losses. The point is I want to show you how the deck works and what you can expect the deck to play like, I guess. So we do indeed see a Seismitoad and a Hypnotoxic Laser straight away, meaning that we're going to be taking probably either 10 or 30 damage right off the bat. He's also going to get a DCE and Pass. So he didn't use a supporter there, so I'm going to save this N. Even though we are going to lose an Aromatisse. Ooh, that's a decision. He hasn't played much, so I think I'm going to Juniper. Just if he's got a clumped hand, I don't want to be giving him a fresh hand. We do get the Slurper for next turn, which is really nice. And we're going to get a Fairy Garden into play. And I'm just going to go for the lead for probably a Fan Club, just to be able to hopefully get a couple more Fairy Pokemon down next turn, as we'll be able to Bright Garden next turn, just because this is how quick the deck is. He's going to draw and bench a Yveltal, and then attach an energy to it. Go for another laser. I'm guessing he's looking for the heads on the sleep flip, and he does not get it this time either, so he's then going to N. That's quite interesting that he didn't N turn 1. Maybe he had his Ace Spec or something in hand. But he knows that I've got the energy, at least one supporter in hand, so he's going to go straight for the N. Just try and lock me out of supporter, which he does indeed do actually, which is a little bit of a shame, but we do still have the Slurpuff, which is nice. So I'm going to evolve into that Slurpuff and get a Spritzy down, and probably get this Xerneas down as well. And I'm then going to go for the Fan Club, just to grab another Florges and another Spritzy. I'll probably bench the other Spritzy as well, just in case he can catch a kill one of the, well, this Spritzy at the moment. And I think I've got to go for the Bright Garden, to be fair, just to start applying pressure to this Seismitoad. I can't attach the Muscle Band, so attaching the DC is okay, because he could quite easily head ringer me, but I'll still be able to take out or attack next turn. So he's going to go for a VSC for an N, I'm guessing looking for the Garbodor. He does get the head ringer, but cleverly puts it on the Xerneas, knowing that if he puts it on the Florges, it's not really going to help. So he is going to attach it to the Xerneas, very good play. What can we do here? So I've got a Lysander in hand. I could catch a kill that Trubbish. We've got 70 HP left. I can't see a way of him being able to take me out unless he's got a double... Oh no, Yveltal will take me out next turn. But either way, this will still be only a 2 snipe away, and we will get the Trubbish off the field, because the deck is very ability based. I think I'm going to attach to the Xerneas, and no, I'm going to go for the 2 prizes. I'm going to go for the Bright Garden, taking out his Seismitoad, just to try and get out of Trainer Lock next turn. Hopefully he doesn't have an out to the Garbodor, but if he does, then we could be in a little bit of trouble. A little bit of trouble. He's going to get another Trubbish down, and then Colress for 8, so a high chance he does indeed get the Garbodor, which is a little bit worrying. But he won't be able to side Quaking Punch this turn by the looks of it, unless he has a DCE now. I may be just about to eat my words. But if he doesn't have the DCE and a switching card, then he's not going to be Quaking Punching this turn, meaning that we will be able to get a couple more cards out, and we'll still get some. We'll still have some sort of reign over the board, despite not having abilities. He's going to go for the Oblivion Wing, just doing 10 because we've got that really nice resistance to Dark, and he's going to attach one to the Yveltal. What to do now? I'm going to go for an Ultra Ball, discarding one of the Fairy Gardens, and probably a Fairy Energy. Going for that Aromatisse, just to get it into play. No real reason other than that, because we're not going to be able to use the ability this turn. I think I'm going to go for the Muscle Band on the Florges to make sure we take out the Yveltal next turn, and then I'm going to attach it to the Baby Xerneas to Geomancy if he takes us out next turn as well. There's nothing else I really want. I'm going to take one prize on the Yveltal anyway, so I'm actually going to catch up the Garbodor and take that out. So perhaps I should have saved that other Muscle Band because I wouldn't have needed it, but even so, we're getting the Garbodor off the field, meaning that we will be able to have our abilities back next turn. I was only taking one prize either way, so I feel okay about taking it on the Garbodor rather than the Baby Yveltal. We are of course going to go down to the this Yveltal this turn, but I sort of saw that coming, so that's okay. We are 3 prizes ahead anyway, so I feel okay about where we are in the game. He's going to get a Verbank down and bench a Darkrai. So I'm going to throw up the Xerneas, and hopefully, we do get a Juniper. Do I want to keep these 2 Max Potions? There is potentially a third in the deck, but I have used my Dowsing Machine. Yveltal does look to one-shot a lot of the time, so maybe I'd be better off searching for some cards rather than actually keep holding on to these 2 Max Potions. I'd preferably like another EX this turn to be able to hit next turn, because I don't really want to stack a lot of energy onto this Xerneas. So debatably I am going to get rid of those 2 Max Potions. As we can see, we do have the 3rd Max Potion. We don't actually get the EX, which is not too nice, but there will be ways around it. In that case, I think I'm going to... I'm actually going to undo that. I'm not going to bench the Xerneas. I'm going to Fairy Trans one of the energy on the Aromatisse to the other Xerneas EX, and I'm then going to Geomancy, attaching one to the Xerneas and one to the Slurpuff, and we have got one left, so that's another good thing to know. I'll attach it to the Slurpuff because if he wants to take out the energy, I don't mind. I'd rather lose the Slurpuff than the Aromatisse, and attaching one to this Xerneas is just this Spritzy, sorry, is just a very, very big sort of waste. He's going to go for the laser, but I actually have the Slurpuff in play, and he doesn't have a Garbodor out, so even if he gets the Garbodor on the tool, he's played the laser already, so there was no real point in playing it because it's not really going to be doing anything. That Mewtwo has got 2 DCs on it, so that is quite scary. It's going to be doing 80 damage before we factor in any of the energy that we've got on ourselves. But Florges is a very efficient attacker and only attacks for 2 energy, so he's still going to need another DCE before he can actually take us out. What to do now? I'm going to go for the Fan Club, looking for that Florges. We're not going to be able to kill it this turn, unfortunately, unless I get a Xerneas and go for the X Blast. Well, I'll get both, and then debate what I put down. So this Mewtwo has 2 DCEs on it, meaning that it's going to be doing 80. If we attach 4 to... Oh, whoops, I've played the Xerneas. If we attach 4 to this Xerneas, he's going to be doing another 80, so he only needs 1 more energy or a Muscle Band to one-shot a Xerneas. However, if we play the Florges down, we're going to be two-shotting this Yveltal, which is not what we want, but we are actually going to be... we're going to be less of a risk for a Mewtwo. So I think Florges is probably the better play. So I'm going to retreat into the Florges. Spread the energy around a bit with Fairy Transfer. Attaching 1 to this Florges and another one to the Florges. And I'm going to keep the energy on the Slurpuff actually. We do actually have the Max Potion for next turn. I'm not going to save the Xerneas because I don't mind if he wants to take the prize on the Xerneas, simply because it's going to take him down to an odd number of prizes. So if he wants to hit the Florges, I'd rather hit the Florges, so then I can just Max Potion with that instead. And I'm going to Bright Garden. Unfortunately, it's not quite a knockout, but we can take the knockout with a Xerneas EX later on in the game if he wants to retreat into something a little bit bigger. Well, there is only 1 energy left in the deck, which is a little bit worrying, so the only way we're going to be doing an X-Blast now is with this Yveltal here, rather than the one with the head ringer on it. He's going to attach the energy to the Mewtwo, meaning it's doing 100 damage before it factors in any of our energy, which is, again, pretty scary. But overall, I feel not too threatened by it, because I should be able to do a big chunk to it as well at the same time that it does it will probably take a knockout against us. So it looks like he's debating playing anything else before attacking. He hasn't played a supporter for the past. Well, he didn't play a supporter last turn. He played the Juniper, but he hasn't played one this turn, sorry. So I'm not sure whether he's got one or... He's just going to go for the Bright Garden on the Florges. The question now is, do I Max Potion now, or do I Max Potion later on? I'm going to go for the Professor's Letter, grabbing that final fairy in the deck, revealing to him we've only got 1 more fairy, because otherwise I would have taken 2. And I'm going to attach the energy to the Xerneas. I don't particularly want to play this Fan Club, this N, or any of these Ns, because I know he's probably got a bit of a tough hand if he can't play any supporters, sorry. That there are no dark in the deck, so he's not going to be getting discard. Sorry, so he's not going to be getting any more dark on the Mewtwo that way. So I've come to the conclusion that I think I'm going to be Max Potioning this turn, because I'm going to be taking out this Yveltal. Going down to 2 prizes, and then if he wants to bring the Mewtwo up, actually I could. No, I think this is the right play. I'm going to Max Potion the Florges, move all of it back on, or 2 of them back on, sorry. We've still got 4 on the board for this Xerneas next turn, and I'm really debating whether to end this turn. I have got the Xerneas in hand, so perhaps I'll wait until next turn. I'm just going to go for the Bright Garden and take the prize, I think. So we're going to go down to 2 prizes. If he wants to throw this Mewtwo up, then hopefully I'll be able to do a nice chunk of damage to it. He is going to attach a 3rd DCE, that's pretty big. And then it's going to be more than well, I'm guessing he's going to take us out. He's got the right energy too, unless he wants to catch something else up. And put us on a 1-turn clock, because that Mewtwo is incredibly scary, and there is not too much we can do. He's an Ultra Ball for a Yveltal, and VS Seeker for a Colress, so that's a 10-card Colress. getting another Verbank into play, and a Floatstone onto the Garbodor. That could be a very big problem. How many? I've gone through 1, 2, 3 of my Fairy Gardens, and he's going to do 200 damage to us. I'm going to throw the Xerneas up, just because that's probably going to be the thing that I am more than likely going to get rid of. He's going to get a. I'm going to get a Fairy Garden up, and I'm going to bench the Xerneas EX. So he's doing 20, 40, 80, 120, 160 before we factor in any energy of our own. So that being said, I may use the Xerneas to attack this turn, but I'm going to go for the N. Going to get only 2 cards, but it will also mean he only gets 2 cards. And we can see what we can do with those now. We may be in a rather sticky situation here, because there's not really anything in the deck that can actually attack for 1 energy. So this Mewtwo may be the biggest threat we've had to deal with. I could leave the Xerneas up, or I could try and get a Lysander next turn. I'm going to retreat into the Spritzy, and pray for a Lysander next turn to grab a Seismitoad or something else that perhaps can sit up in the active and take a big chunk of damage. He gets a Colress off of the end for 2, which is really painful. But he is indeed going to be taking out his Spritzy next turn, meaning that he really will be putting us on a 1-turn clock. He's now doing 180 with X-Ball. And maybe a Mewtwo in this deck would be a good addition. So I'm going to throw up the Xerneas again, just because it's got free retreat with the Fairy Garden. And we do not get the Lysander. So that is unfortunate. There is unfortunately nothing we can really do, so yeah, there's nothing really we can do, so I'm just going to Geomancy for game. There's nothing I can really do to win this game anymore. So we'll say GG to the opponent, and he's going to get another Headringer on and do a little bit more damage, especially in capturing up that Xerneas. Let's see how much damage he can actually do this turn. That unfortunately was a Tails, but if he can get a Verbank down, that would have been 260. Oh, 270, sorry. So, well done to our opponent. Huge Mewtwo threat. But yeah, let's get into another game. I want to get 2 or 3 in this recording session. Just to sort of show off how the deck plays overall. You're going to be playing best 2 out of 3s a lot of the time with tournaments at the moment. So looks like we're going against, I think I saw a water and a colourless energy type, so it'll be interesting to see what we're going to be playing against. We're starting with the Baby Xerneas, which is not a bad start whatsoever. And there's an Eevee, so quite an interesting, could really be anything. Don't know what type of evolution we're going to be playing. If I saw the water, then and only the water, I'm guessing it's going to be Vaporeon or Glaceon, but there could be something else to the deck. But for now, I'm just going to N into a new hand and pass. We do indeed get the fan club for next turn, which is really nice. Oh, he's got the Suicune. That's quite big actually. And he's got the Glaceon, the one that does 30 and 10 to everything for 1 energy. So he's going to be doing 30 and spreading damage. Pretty nice. I'm going to go for the Fan Club. Getting out a Spritzy. And because that because that Suicune's on the board, I'm actually going to get the other Xerneas. Xerneas is really good at taking out Suicune. So yeah, I'm going to bench those 2 and attach the Xerneas, and then Geomancy for 2 energy. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll have 4 left in the deck. Again, good to know how many energy you've got left in the deck. So we are going to be able to Rainbow Spear next turn if we want to, or if we want to attack with something else and save the Rainbow Spears for the Suicune later on. We will hopefully have the option to do that next turn, as we do have the Ultra Ball in hand to be able to grab the Aromatisse. We've got quite a nice hand at the moment, because I can probably Ultra Ball an AZ and a Juniper. Oh, he's going to get the Spritzy, that's quite big. He's only going to do 30 damage though, so we are going to be able to retreat out of it. I do get my own Lysander, but I'm actually going to Ultra Ball those two, the AZ and the Lysander, to grab an Aromatisse, and both of our Slurpuffs are in the deck. Another good thing to note. So I'm going to evolve into the Aromatisse, Fairy Transfer an energy onto this Xerneas, I think. I don't know whether I want to Max Potion the Xerneas or the Aromatisse. I think the Aromatisse is probably a better idea. So I'm going to Max Potion the Aromatisse, then go for the Juniper for another 7 cards. Hopefully we get an EX. We do indeed get the Florges, so I'm going to throw the Florges down and attach a Muscle Band just because he might be playing the Headringers. I'm going to Fairy Transfer 2 of the energy over to Florges, keeping our energy spread about, and then I can attach the energy to the Aromatisse for our turn, and free retreat with Fairy Garden into the Florges to take out this Glaceon. I think it will do enough, because I'll be doing 80 with Bright Garden, and then the 20 with the Muscle Band will take it up to 100. So I'm just going to Bright Garden for the knockout. He's probably going to throw up the Suicune, but he could definitely throw up the Robo Sub. He's going to throw up the Suicune though. He's going to Megaphone, so we may see a Headringer this turn, but there's quite a lot of energy on board. Oh, it's a she. I've been saying he all along. It is indeed a she, but we are going to get a concession. So that's 1 win to Florges, getting a trainer token off the prize spinner. So we've now got a metal and a water deck, probably Bronzong, or maybe Suicune, Seismitoad with a Jirachi. I could see either of those definitely. So that's 2 games. We may even get more than 3 if the games are going to be short. So we'll see how this game goes and how long the video is at that point, and I'll decide whether it's worth getting a 4th game in or not. Okay, so we've got a Cobalion and a Keldeo, so we're probably going to be seeing a Steel Bronzong deck as opposed to the we're probably going to be seeing a Steel deck as opposed to Seismitoad. I was just thinking of any possible way that Seismitoad could be Cobalion could be run with Seismitoad, but I can't really see it personally, so I'm just going to Fan Club and then go for the Xerneas and a second Spritzy, just in case he manages to take out one of these Spritzys next turn. I'm going to attach the Muscle Band simply, again, just in case we do have Headringers to deal with. It just means they've got to waste a Startling Megaphone if they want to be Headringering turn 1. He's going to attach a Floatstone to the Keldeo and get a Steel Shelter down and then Junipering. So yeah, definitely fighting. And, Steel. And this is actually going to be a pretty tough matchup for us, because Steel does indeed have weakness on metal. Weakness to metal. Weakness on Fairy, sorry. So this could be a very tough match, but we're going to play it out anyway, just to see how it goes. I do indeed get the Aromatisse, so we will be able to Bright Garden this turn if I want. Going to be doing 120. Yeah, I think that's worth it. So I'm going to Fairy Transfer this energy on the bench to the active Florges, and then Bright Garden for 120, so this deck can apply pressure incredibly early, and despite them having weakness, they don't have resistance to us, so we are actually going to be applying pressure really well. He's going to go for a Floatstone on the Bronzor, which is a really sensible idea, because Bronzong is a huge catcher target, and he's going to get 2 more Bronzors out, and he's probably going to be doing another 60 if I haven't seen an energy come down yet. He's going to Metal Lynx 1 to the Dialga, and then go for another 60. We do actually have the Max Potion this turn, so we could Max Potion and still take this Cobalion out. It's got 60 HP left. We could either Max Potion and take it out, or we could use Breakthrough to do 30 to the Dialga as well. Actually, no, we can't, because we don't actually have free retreat, so we would have to go for the Max Potion play instead. I'm going to go for a Startling Megaphone just to get both those Floatstones off. So Bronzong does become a bit more of a Lysander target again. And I'm going to attach the energy to the Xerneas and Fairy Transfer these two onto the other Florges just for the time being, just so we can Max Potion this guy and still take out this Cobalion. So we do actually have Max Potions. Cobalion, Metal decks usually play 1 or 2 Max Potion at least as well, but hopefully we can be a little bit more proactive, a little bit more efficient than the Metal deck and still be able to take the win. So we are going to knock out the Cobalion. They are going to get that energy out the deck, but without free retreat, they're probably not going to... yeah, is a guy. We're probably not going to see them attacking with what they... well, attaching it to what they want this turn. So he's going to Ultra Ball for a Bronzong, getting another one into play, a really good play, and then Chorusing for 9. That's incredible. That's yeah, that's a Chrono Wind with a Muscle Band, meaning that we are going to go down this turn. That is a very, very big play. Because it does 80 times 2. I'm pretty sure, yeah. 60, 80 times 2. And he's going to get a third Bronzong out. Benching the Aegislash as well, so that's going to be one-shotting our EXs with 3 energy on it, which is very scary. So it's gone slightly downhill from here. I'm going to throw the Xerneas up because I'm going to Geomancy this turn, I think. Attaching 1 to the Xerneas. And then I'm going to Ultra Ball the Professor's Letter and probably the VS Seeker. Just to so I can still end this turn. I'm going to grab a Swirlix just so I can get Tasting into play to draw through the deck a little bit quicker. And I'm going to end him down to 4 and into a new hand. We do indeed get the Tasting Slurper for next turn, which is really cool. And then we're going to Geomancy to our 2 EXs. 1 more energy in the deck after this, so again, always useful to know. And seeing what our opponent can respond with. Hopefully if we can get a Lysander, that'll be a big help, but he does indeed get the Floatstone on the Keldeo, meaning that he pretty much has free retreat on everything, which is a little bit scary. And he also does get a Chorus off of the end, so that's the second time tonight that that's happened. Someone getting a Chorus off the end. But obviously, maybe everyone's playing a bit of a thicker Chorus line. Oh, he got the VS Seeker for the Chorus. My mistake. He does get the 3rd energy onto the Aegislash, meaning that he will be one-shotting Xerneas as well. And this is where things are going to start to get scary, because we can't actually one-shot as efficiently as the Metal player can now. I'm going to throw up the Dialga, the Florges to go against the Dialga, and then I really don't want to discard this energy, but is there anything I really need from the deck? I think I'd be better attaching the energy and then Junipering the Ultra Ball and the AZ away. We do get another Florges, which is nice. I really, really did want the Megaphone to get rid of that Floatstone, because we are going to be going down whatever happens this turn, either to an Aegislash or a Dialga. This is a very, very difficult matchup. Honestly, I think the best thing we can do is just Bright Garden. Because X-Blast isn't going to be knocking out, so we may as well Bright Garden. It's going to be doing 20 less damage, but yeah, I'm gonna throw another Xerneas down. I'll draw another card with the tasting. Hopefully it's the no, it wasn't. I was hoping it was going to be the Megaphone. I haven't actually seen whether it's in the deck or not. But I think we've only gone through one. Yeah, we've only gone through one. So I do play 2 in the deck. And yeah, I'm just going to Bright Garden for 120. This is not good at all. He does actually have 3 prizes left, so whatever I put up next turn will be going down. So I'm pretty sure he's got game from here. He even gets a full metal impact, which is crazy if he decides to go for it, because it's going to be doing 300 damage to poor Florges. Sorry, 340 damage to Florges over here. Yeah, 340 damage. That's huge. Setting up that Aegislash even more, which is crazy good. I'm going to throw a Slurpuff up because it's really good for drawing cards late game. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to bench the other Xerneas. Attach a Muscle Band to either Xerneas, really. It doesn't really matter too much. And attach another energy to the Xerneas. And then I'm going to Coal Rust for 10. So hopefully we can get the Megaphone off of it. Yeah. Though there's very little we're going to be able to do, even if we do get the Megaphone. We do get the Fairy Garden. I didn't even realise Fairy Garden wasn't in play, so that could have been very dangerous. But we're not even going to be able to X-Blast this turn, which is very unfortunate. I'm going to go for the Tasting, so hopefully with 2 more cards we can get to something. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do anything, so let's just Fairy Transfer one of the energy onto the Slurpuff, so we have the ability to free retreat into this Xerneas, moving the energy back onto the Xerneas, and then we're at least taking 4 prizes, so we'll take the 2 prizes with Breakthrough, and then throw 30 on the Aegislash, just because why not? He's going to be winning next turn either way, so okay, so the Megaphone was prized, so either way we probably wouldn't have won that game. So good game. Lenziax, possibly. I presume that's how you pronounce that. He's going to throw the Keldeo up, and even get a laser on, which is pretty scary. So he's going to be doing even more damage if you factor in laser damage as well. He's in a Professor's Letter, probably for another metal, and then attach 2 or 3 metals from the discard. Oh dear, 3 metals from the discard. So we are going to be taking a lot of damage this turn for our opponent's final prize. I'm pretty sure that's 6 energy, and now a Muscle Band as well, and a laser. This is big. 360 damage before the laser damage, so 370 overall. So that was pretty brutal. We do actually get one of the little prize things, 25 bonus trainer tokens. I think that's what they're called. I'm going to try and get one more game in. Looking at the time, I'm going to try and get one more game in, just because I enjoy playing with the deck so much. Hopefully we can get 2 wins and 2 losses. Psychic, Electric and Fire, so possibly Donphan, with like Wobbuffets and Outragers, or I don't know what we could see here. It's quite a varied type list, so could be anything. He's going to flip to see who goes first. I'm going to go. I get the option to go first, so I'm going to go for getting the first attachment on, just because it's really important. And so we're going to play some sort of Night March deck by the looks of it, because there's Lampants. Whether that will be... So that's Fire with Lampants. What could that be? Outrages? Oh, it could be... I suppose it could be Flareon Night March. I could definitely see that. I'm going to draw the 2 cards for the mulligan. And yeah, I'm going to bench the other Spritzy as well, just because I don't want it to catch it up, or I don't want to lose one next turn. So I'm going to go for the Fan Club. We are going first, of course. I'm going to go for the Fan Club, grabbing a Xerneas and a Florges, 2 more Florges, both the Xerneas. I'm also going to have a quick check. I very rarely do this, I really should do it more. I'm going to see what else is in the deck. So we've got 1 Aromatisse, 2 Aromatisse, and both of our Slurpuffs, which is really good to know. I think I've seen 2 Max Potion, and we do have the Dowsing. Okay, just a couple of quick checks. I like, well, I know I like to make. I should make really, just to be able to know what I'm dealing with within the deck. I'll attach to the Florges and the attach the Muscle Band as well, and then end the turn. Not too much we can do with the hand, but we can at least get, hopefully, a Bright Garden or a Geomancy off next turn. I perhaps should have attached to these Xerneas, to be completely honest, because I'm not going to be able to take out. I'm not going to be able to retreat without a Fairy Garden at the moment and an Aromatisse. I can't see that happening. We do get a second Max Potion, which is not exactly what I wanted. But I don't mind discarding one of the energy with Spritzy. So I'm going to go for another Fan Club, getting probably a Xerneas and another Florges out this turn. And benching both of those. And then I'm going to retreat into the Florges, and I'm actually going to go for probably a Colress this turn with the lead. Hopefully it's in there. It's something I didn't see. No, it is not in there. Okay, I really don't want to discard those 2 Max Potions. That's the big issue here. But he seems to be struggling because he's only got 4 cards. I'm just going to go for the Juniper anyway. We do indeed have the Dowsing Machine in the deck. So providing we don't draw that next turn, hopefully we will still have access to at least one or 2 more Max Potions. He's going to get a Flareon down and then Ultra Ball for another Eevee. And he's probably got a supporter. Yeah, Sycamore. Another 7 cards. And a Battle Compressor. So the deck could be hitting pretty hard this turn. But I would really like to catch up that Flareon's relatively easy, and a relatively easy one-hit knockout because it's only got 100 HP. But you say you only need 4 Pokemon on a Muscle Band or 5 Pokemon down. But even so, he does get the Leafeon with the Energy Evolution as well. So that's a little bit scary too. Considering we don't often discard a lot of energy, we often keep a lot of energy in play and just move it around rather than attaching each turn. So that Leafeon could definitely do a huge chunk of damage. But it doesn't look like there's a way of him getting out of the active position, so we are indeed going to get another turn, sort of free reign. I'm going to go for the Ultra Ball, just because I'm definitely going to Juniper this turn. So using the Ultra Ball to grab an Aromatisse, there's no real downside to it. So we're going to evolve into the Aromatisse and then Juniper, hopefully getting another energy. We do indeed get another energy, and I'm also going to get the Fairy Garden down. I could actually go for the Geomancy this turn to attach a bit more energy and leave this Pump Kaboo active another turn. I think that's the best play. I'll attach to the Xerneas and retreat into the Xerneas to get a Geomancy off. Probably attaching to the 2 EXs we haven't attached to, just so if he takes out one of if he takes out an EX, we've still got 2 energy in play, and we've got 3 more energy in deck, so always helpful. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 in play. We've got 3 in the deck, so that's 7, and then this is the 8th. Sorry. He's going to go for the Escape Rope. I'm going to throw up the Spritzy because I honestly don't feel too threatened if I lose a Spritzy. I'm still one-shotting all of the guys he's got down, even without a Muscle Band. And he's on a Leafeon, which is pretty big. Because if he'd Flareoned, I would have felt a little bit better. If he'd gone for the Flareon at least, sorry. He's going to go for the Roller Skates and get a Tails. And Battle Compressor Ring. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pokemon in the discard, and they're all Night Marches. So Night March will be doing 100, but Vengeance will only be doing 70 without any sort of muscle bands or silver bangles or anything. He's going to get 3 more in, so it's going to be doing 100 now. And he's going to do 80 to the Spritzy. I'm going to throw the Florges up, just because I want to start taking knockouts now. I'll attach the Florges. And what do I want to do here? He used the supporter last turn, he used Sycamore. So he could potentially have a supporter for next turn. I don't want to use this AZ. But I don't want to discard the Dowsing Machine, so I might just sit on the hand I've got for now. There's nothing I particularly need. So I'm just going to go for the Bright Garden. I'm not going to use a supporter. If he wants, it may make him think we haven't actually got a supporter in hand, so he may use an end of his own next turn, which would be really nice. But yeah, I don't feel too confident in ending him right now either. So he's going to get another EV down, and with those 2 Pokemon discarded, Vengeance is now going to be doing 120. He's actually going to put the EV back in his hand. Vengeance will now be doing 120, so if he has a way of getting 3 more Pokemon into the discard, which he's getting 2 into the discard, it's going to be doing 140, sorry. And then if he's got a Muscle Band, which he does indeed get off of the roller skates, he's going to be one-shotting this Florges, which is quite annoying, but it shouldn't matter too much. We're still going to be taking him out next turn if we can manage to grab our own Muscle Band, which we can indeed do with the Dowsing Machine. He's going to go through 3 roller skates, which is very, very good. And it looks like he's only got 1 more Pokemon in the discard, 1 more Pokemon in the deck to discard. I'm going to throw the other Florges up and go ahead, and we do actually have the Pokemon here to increase the damage to 100. But even so, I'm going to go for the Dowsing Machine. Discarding the AZ and the Megaphone to get that Muscle Band back. Attaching the Muscle Band there. And then I'm going to Ultra Ball the... I don't actually really need to Ultra Ball, so I'm going to save the Ultra Ball, throw the Spritzy down, and then end him into a 3-card hand from a... I'm pretty sure it was about 10 or 12 cards, which is very, very nice. Throw the other Xerneas down, so we're now doing 140, so he's going to have to take out a couple of Pokemon before we're not going to be one-shotting him. I can't quite attack yet. I need to Fairy Transfer one of the energy over from here onto the Florges, and there's not really anything else I can do, so I'm just going to Bright Garden. He's probably going to get another knockout next turn because this Flareon on the bench is very threatening. But even so, hopefully we can take out all of his energy next turn. He's only going to get a DCE, so he's going to attach it to the Flareon. I perhaps would have attached to the Joltik, to be quite honest, and tried to find a retreating or a switching card. So he's going to do the 190. I just want to check how many DCs he's gone through. He's gone through 1. Only 1. I thought he'd gone through more than that. So he's gone through 1. He's attached 1 to the active. So this could be a bit of a problem. I'm going to Ultra Ball to try and find a third Florges, I think, just because it's a little bit of a better hitter in this matchup, or in this case. So I'm going to get the Florges down, get the Muscle Band on the Florges, and then Megaphone the Muscle Band off. Yeah, I think that's the right play. And then via Seeker, I don't know whether to get an N because it'll take him down to one card, or I could get a Juniper and try and look for a better hand myself. I think I'm going to go for the Juniper, just to try and get the extra energy, We do indeed get the energy, which is really nice. So we will be hitting with Florges once again. So I'm going to retreat into the Florges and then Fairy Transfer the energy over. Fairy Transfer this energy here onto the Florges. And then I'm going to Muscle Band the Xerneas, even though it probably won't be even though it probably won't be attacking. Even so, it's just useful to have, and there's not really much else I can do. So I think I'm just going to go for the Bright Garden, taking off all of his energy. So unless he can get a double colourless, which with a hand of 8 he potentially could, quite easily to be quite honest. But if he doesn't see the double colourless, he is going to be looking at probably me taking another prize, because I can Lysander something up. He's going to attach the energy, then take the energy back, and then Skylar. I'm not sure whether he's gone through. Oh, he doesn't get anything with the Skylar. Okay. So with that being said, I am indeed going to Lysander this Joltik up, and take it out. There's nothing I really want to do here. I'll attach the energy to the Xerneas. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to retreat into the Xerneas, and I can actually Fairy Transfer the energy over from the Florges onto the Xerneas, and use Breakthrough to take out both Joltiks at once, meaning that he's going to struggle to get a knockout next turn, because this Pumpkaboo needs 3 energy. So we are going to be taking 2 prizes this turn. So out of nowhere we have sort of come back a little bit, which could be very useful, and we do actually have the Lysander in hand to take out the Pumpkaboo next turn if he wants to leave the Pumpkaboo, leave the Robo Substitute active. But yeah, we could potentially have turned this game around rather quickly. He's going to attach a Fire Energy, and unless he has a way of getting this energy off or getting rid of the stadium and getting something else into the active, anything like that, he does actually have the end, so we're not going to be getting the Lysander probably, because we're both going to be going to 1 card. But even so, we get a Fairy Garden. Okay, is there anything we can do here to take out this Pumpkaboo? Not that I can see. So I'm just going to break through, just so if he throws anything, if he manages to bench another Robo Substitute and throw anything else up, I can still snipe the Pumpkaboo next turn. Depending on what he top decks, he's going to get a Lysander, getting the Spritzy, and he's going to pass, meaning that we can Fairy Transfer the energy over to the Pumpkaboo, and he says good game to us. Very unfortunate loss there for our opponent. So we're going to be able to attach the energy and retreat into the Xerneas to do, we'll go for an X-Blast just to take a huge knockout on the Pumpkaboo. So good game. Looks like Night March can be a bit of a difficulty if they can get everything that they need relatively quickly. But yeah, bar that, there's not really much else I want to say. I did get a pack off of the daily rewards today, so I might open that up while I talk about some Primal Clash sort of videos. Me and Joe are looking to be starting Primal Clash videos very soon. We're not sure when exactly we're going to be getting Primal Clash up, but they may be before the release date, they may be after Primal Clash is released. I honestly cannot say at the moment. But even so, make sure you look out for the Primal Clash videos very soon. We do get a Noivern from the pack, so maybe I'll have to try out Noivern sometime with something. But yeah, Primal Clash will be coming very soon. We've got a lot of ideas for how we want to deal with decks and deck analysis sort of videos with Primal Clash. We're going to do it a little bit differently for this set. Not majorly differently, there's going to be no huge changes, but we just want to do things a little bit differently just to see how it goes. But bar that, there's not really much else for me to say. Thank you for watching. Seriously give Florges a go. It didn't have an amazing run today, it only went to 2-2, but it's a lot of fun. It's a great laugh to play. You really enjoy playing it. And if you played any energy manipulation decks before, I think it's one of the better ones I've played personally. I can't say I've played a whole host, but I've played quite a few. I played well, I've played Florges quite a lot. I've played Aroma Box a little bit. I had some fun with Aroma Box. I've dabbled with Bronzong. I loved Electric, but this has to be up there. One of the most fun decks I've played, especially in the current format. So give it a go if you're not sure. If you want something new to try, always worth giving something a go. You never know, it might become one of your favourite decks to play. But enough of me rambling. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel. We love all of your feedback. It's just so nice to see everyone saying nice things and giving suggestions, giving their comments and things like that. And bar that, there's not really much else for me to say, so thank you very much for watching. I've been Jack from Omnipoke, and I will see you in another video.